Alright guys, appreciate y'all watching and coming in to watch this video. Got something to kind of, me and Cody's always floated the idea kind of back and forth, talked about pros and cons of basically everything. But what I want to talk about today is yard sizes. You know, what you prefer, what's in your area. I guess some, you know, may not be able to be what you prefer, but it may just be what you can get. We're starting to get a little bit more into the small stuff, neighborhood wise. We've probably picked up, I don't know, 5 more this year, maybe 4 or 5. I don't really love them. They're not my favorite at all. There's a couple things that I hate about them. Parking situation. The chances of having a Karen or a Darren as a neighbor,
they're high.
Is very high. I mean, we've run into that, and it's just, you got to put up with more bull crap, it almost seems like. But on the pro side of it, if you can get in and get out, which is kind of what we got to get better at, you can make more quicker. And what I mean by that is not overall dollar amount, but per minute, per hour, however you want to break it down, right? We've always just broke it down by the minute since the beginning, kept up with our time, at least check a yard a couple times throughout the season. Not really as much right now. You want to make sure you're good in the really the growing season. For us is not really popped off just yet. Grass starts getting really thick here coming up in, you know, May, June. You're really going to get in the thick part of the growing season then. So we want to make sure we're at least good there. And if we're a little bit to the good in the beginning and just a hair bit under out there, then it kind of evens out, and it is what it is. But we have a set number, and it's really irrelevant. It's a situational, you know, whether you need a $1 a minute, $1.50 a minute, or $2 a minute. You know, that can, you know, just set your rate for whatever you want to, whatever you need, not whatever you want to. You need to kind of be able to know, you know, where you're looking to be or where you need to be, right? But I think there needs to be some consistency with your pricing. And that's one thing that we've always kind of harped on and tried to stay true to. If I'm over here cutting this yard for $80, but I'm only getting, you know, by the time I get done and I you know, write down my minutes and divide it back out, and I'm only getting $1 a minute, right? But I go over here and I do this yard for $80, but I'm getting $1.70 a minute, or $1.50 a minute, right? There is gonna be some really different numbers when you get into the small yards. If you can really go in and out, knock them out and smoke them. I'm not gonna say you can't expect, if you can go over here and make $2 a minute in a little neighborhood yard, you can. But probably don't necessarily expect that on a bigger yard. You know, you might have some trouble trying to get that there. So you do have to kind of draw a line in the sand right there. But you know, in general, I'm just speaking in general about that topic. Consistency in your pricing, unless it's something that you just have to have a minimum for, and it, you know, just even if it's 10 minutes, it's $50 or whatever, you know, whatever your minimum is. But there needs to be consistency there. And what you'll start seeing is that, you know, you might not like the small yards. I hate them. But if we can get in there and get good at them and get quick and get fast in and out and make $1.70 a minute versus $1.30 a minute or $1.35 a minute, then you can really make more money if you can just pick up a bunch of those yards. Your density is going to get real tight, and you can make more money, you know, per minute, per hour, per day. It all, you know, adds up, calculates out. So I think that's key. You know, what are y'all's thoughts on that? You know, you run into all kind of different crap. We got a lady that wants us to bag her grass. I mean, we don't even have a bagger, but I guess we could get one. I don't even know if it's worth it. I mean, you know, I hate to, it's one of those situations. Their yard is so small. I mean, you know, you don't want to blow it in the neighbor's yard. You can't blow it on the driveway. There's nowhere to take the grass. There's nowhere to hide the grass. So it's just, you know, it's aggravating. But it's not really in our wheelhouse. But we're gonna have to get it in our wheelhouse to be able to make it. You know, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Today our yard wasn't all that high, but
Hell, it's been chilly.
yeah, so yeah, it has
It's been
been.
getting chilly at night.
Yeah.
You come that Bermuda. It's gonna get, when it gets hot, it's gonna get thick.
Yeah, it's gonna get real thick.
I almost
So-
wonder.
I don't know. That may be something we have to figure out. We're gonna have to figure out this route. We got a little bit of a problem with this route. I guess if we just keep the push mower on there, we don't really have a problem. But I really don't like doing that. But right now our schedule's not full, and I think until you get your schedule full, you don't need to be dropping and cutting loose and saying no and stuff like that. You just need to kind of, if it fits and you can do it, put it in the schedule. Those will be the ones you kind of start dropping and doing away with later once there's enough money and you're running out of time again. Right now we just opened up a whole lot more time going full time, so there's really not a whole lot we're saying no to. That yard we just pulled up on was absolutely awful. It's probably one of the worst conditions a yard's been in that we've ever been in a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, that was awful. Did not think she would take it. We priced her at $170 and she didn't even bat an eye. Got her signed up for $85 reoccurring, so every 2 weeks. $170 to today. Stuttered a little bit. $170 today, $85 every 2 weeks, and then a minimum $500 bring the skid steer over here and do some work. So hopefully all that pans out. She said she was good with it, so we'll see. I told her we could come out here for, you know, 4 hours, you know, was the minimum. $500, you know, if she wants to do it. So she said she'll do it and maybe get a little bit more too. Just kind of have to see how things go, see how far we make it in 4 hours. But just clearing some debris, basically pushing all the growth from the woods that's coming out in her yard back. I mean, we can do that. So, but anyways, y'all, big yards versus small yards, you know, there's pros and cons. Got a little bit of footage this morning of those little bitty yards. I think those lots are like 60 by 200 or something. I don't know. Little small 1/8 acre, you know, lots or whatever. The ones with no fences, we're doing them for $50. The ones with a fence, we're doing it for $60 because you got to put the push mower back there. We do have that 36, y'all know, the walk behind, but I can't fit 3 mowers, you know, on the trailer, not the push mower. I mean, the push mower and 2 0 turns you can, but we can't put 2 0 turns and a walk behind on here.
And one of those gates, you know, I don't know, but it's gonna be tight.
Yeah, one of those gates, it would have been tight.
Exactly 36 inches.
Yeah. The rest of the yards we have on this route, though, are big, and we need the 2 big 0 turns on here. So I don't know what we're gonna be able to do. We'll figure something out, or we'll just keep push mowing it. But you know, we made some good money in there. I mean, we had 4 yards in there. We did what'd I say, $220. 4 yards, 3 on this street and 1 on this street over here, or 2 and 2, I can't remember. But you know, pretty good money in there. So but yeah, we'll try to get some more footage today, and like I say, you know, let me know what y'all think. I'll get some footage over here on this next big yard. We'll check our time and see where we're at. We really weren't all that great on our time over there at the small yards, just because even though it's small, I kind of always take it back to painting. You know, you can paint a living room in the same amount of time you can paint a bathroom, because there's so many obstacles. You got to cut around, cut in. Yeah, it's small, it's not as much paint, but the time that you spent, you know, the tediousness of it, right? You could cut in around a living room pretty quick and then get to rolling. And there's not a whole lot of rolling in a small bathroom, you know. So that's what I always think back to, you know, when I look at it, you know. The time is all we really got to sell, y'all, you know. Everybody else around here running with a lawn care trailer and everything, we're all selling the same thing, you know, it's our time. So we want to be as efficient as possible. So, but we'll get some more footage and check our times over here and see where we're at. I don't know how much we're up to today. Not great. It's 12 o'clock, and we hadn't quite made it to 500, I don't think. But, you know, we're still getting phone calls, so that's a plus. Just picked up another one we're gonna go do either tomorrow or Friday. I don't know. We're gonna split that route for sure. way too many yards on that route for tomorrow now. So, but all right, y'all. Let me know what y'all think about the big versus small. All right, y'all, I forgot to, well, the camera actually died on that last one. Hopefully the footage saved, but we're gonna tell y'all the numbers. So we ended up being $1.55 a minute back there on that big yard. So you take our price for that big yard was $140 divided by, crap, I don't remember. Yeah, 90 minutes. So $140 divided by 90 minutes was $1.55. So we were there for only 45 minutes actually, but times 2, you know, since there's 2 of us. So, but that is a big yard. We're making that right now. In the summertime, that's probably going to go down a little on that one, or I don't know, we may be a little bit to the good there. But here's the thing. So we were the beginning of this route, we have created a new area that we started cutting in. So we go up there and cut 4 in one neighborhood, and then it's like a 10 or 11 minute drive to the next yard, and then it's a 19-minute drive to the next yard, all coming back towards the house, right? So we go the farthest, start, and then work our way back. But yeah, I mean, so the driving is killing us right now. But we had to get started up there in that neighborhood, and you know, I'm just thankful we got 4. I mean, because we went into that neighborhood door knocking, had 0. We came out with 2, a potential third. She called about a week and a half later, locked her in as the 3rd one. She referred us to another friend, locked in the 4th one this morning. So that's better than nothing. But that's my point. Those are $50 and $60 yards. 2 of them are side by side. One of them's like 4 or 5 houses down. One of them's on the other street. But still, you know, you can do that quick. You know, right now it's me and him, and not a big deal, but trying to scale this thing up and build this thing up, we're gonna have to figure out this route density thing and get better at it, because you're gonna play heck paying somebody to ride around. I mean, I guarantee you, from the time we left the house this morning until the time we get back, we'll have at least, I'd say anywhere between 70 and 80 minutes of ride time, at least, maybe more. Y'all let me know what you think. We got a couple more to do today. Pretty decent day, a lot of driving, but it's a good mixture, big yards, small yards on this route right now. It's fixing to get really busy though, because 1, 2, 3, 2 more people. They're about to go once a week. All right, man, appreciate y'all for watching, and let me know what y'all think, you know, just kind of big versus small. I mean, like I say, I like the idea that you can make more money quicker, and it's better for route density. It takes a little while for us to get there. I'm not saying it for everybody. Maybe y'all are better at it than we are. But once we get dense, small yards is gonna be where it's at. Cody's been saying that from the beginning. I think I got caught up looking at the total ticket price, the 140, the 150, the 220, you know, and I'm just looking at dollar value, but I'm not thinking about it in a big picture. You know, if you do 10 or 12 in that neighborhood, 15, 20 even, and you can do them in a day in that one neighborhood, you're making way more money. I mean, not only are you making way more money, but you're spending less money too. Drive time, and you know, if we get guys in labor, they're working more hours instead of riding in the truck. So anyways, that's our thoughts. Let us know what y'all think. Appreciate y'all for watching. We'll be back with y'all on another one. You don't like that? All right, yeah. Appreciate y'all for watching. Cody didn't like that, so here's gonna be his outro.